Well, good morning, Mom and Pop Thrift. My name is Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for my 6 children. And it is currently 6:40 a.m. Just call me poor man's Ryan Roots. I'm selling vintage t-shirts for not very much money and using a normal human being coffee machine. I had the Whatnot auction last night and it went on the low end of what I hoped for. So, sold 30 items for $350, but by eBay value, it was probably almost $1,000 worth of merchandise. But I'm hoping to grow that, and if I can have a Whatnot auction and make $300 in a day, that's fantastic. On top of what I'm selling on eBay, and eBay has been amazing recently. So let me tell you a story real quick. When Ruby was born, she was having a little bit of trouble gaining weight, like in the first couple of days. And one thing that I did was I held her and I jumped on the scale and I handed her off to Desiree, and then I jumped back on the scale and the scale said 315 pounds when I got back on in the middle of the day, fully clothed. So it's not like, your gym weight, but whatever. That was the biggest number I'd ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I need to do something about that. Well, Ruby was born around a couple days before Halloween, and at Christmas, my wife got me this. It is Ring Fitness, and I've been doing it almost every day. 3 days off since the day after Christmas, when Ruby was sick this week, and I took a Sunday off because sometimes you take Sundays off. And I've been eating, not great, 1 cheeseburger and some celery sticks instead of fries, that kind of thing. Like just doing better, not perfection. But this morning I got on the scale and it was 289. And I'm feeling good and I'm up early. I have more energy. Yeah, so I'm working on some life changes. And this morning I'm gonna get a cup of coffee and some water and go to work. So it's 27 degrees at the moment. I don't know if you can see my breath or not, but the practical outworking of having 50, so I did 33 on Whatnot and 30 and 3 giveaways. It's 33 on Whatnot. I have 2 that I didn't ship, but I printed the labels for. But then it says I have 21 on eBay, so that's 23. So it's 56 items that I need to ship today. The practical outworking of selling a ton is a ton of work, and I'm out here when it's 27 degrees, and it is before 7 in the morning, so that I can try to get as many of these out before 8:30, hopefully, because I need to go do an auction pickup, and I want to hit Goodwill's with my son that's running with me this morning, right about when they open, and then try to be home for lunch so my wife can she wanted to run some errands and do some grocery shopping. But our lives are pretty full, so with adding 30 something from Whatnot and growing the eBay business, we're just getting more full, which, it's a good problem to have, but it is a thing that needs worked out. So it might surprise some of you to learn that Mario and Luigi existed in reasonably fully formed characters before the Nintendo Entertainment System existed. This is a 1983 Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers for the Atari 7800. Well, this game is from 1983. The 7800 isn't that old, so this same game exists for the 2600. But anyway, this is reasonably sought after because it's the first Mario game. Mario was in Jumpman. Mario and Luigi were in Cement Crew, Wrecking Crew, and Cement Mixers before there was a Super Mario Brothers game. And while most Atari games are worthless, that one, nobody really wants to play it, I don't think, but it has such nostalgic value because it's Mario that it sold for $43. I take criticism a lot because people say, you can't sell books for $7 and make a living, which is true, but I also sell $50 Atari games and $125 lunchboxes, and you'll see a Remy doll too that is coming up. So when I sell something like this, it's filler, it's fun, it's keeping it out of the landfill. Bela Lugosi on the front of that. It's not actual Bela Lugosi, but it's a artist's too close rendition to think he wasn't trying to do Bela Lugosi. This is a Ghouls book. It came out of the Hoarder House. Horror vintage paperbacks do ridiculously well. Paranormal does really well. So $7 plus shipping, easy stuff. But you can't make a living selling only this stuff, but you can add it to the living you're already making. Another thing, where I live in the Midwest, white-tailed deer are abundant, white-tailed deer hunters are abundant, and so the clothes that associate with those things are abundant. And so, like, finding what you have available to you and figuring out a way to sell it, like, this is on no one's BOLO list, and it sold for $12 plus shipping, but I can find these at every yard sale for 50 cents. And so when I pick them up and they sell for $12, paid 50 cents, and I make 7 or 8, that is that's easy. That's easy money. And it doesn't have to be hugely expensive or, you know, the latest, greatest Louis Vuitton thing. You just need to figure out what's available to you and figure out a way to make money on that. I got this Jason Kidd jersey off of Whatnot. It's a youth large and it's flawed, and I didn't pay nothing for it. It sold for $11 free shipping. Now we get to talk about the last couple of days. I have listed like 11 items in the last 2 days, and 9 of those items have sold. And so I sold a not working Wii for $24, free shipping. I sold a working Wii console only for $20 plus shipping. And then I sold a white Wii with just power and accessories for $35 plus shipping. I had it listed for $40, and then this guy came in, and the same guy who bought the regular Wii that was just plain and working sent me an offer for this one for $34. Well, I'm going to ship them together, so it's better for me to take that offer because then I'm not paying $11 to ship it. And the guy's name is Video Game Broker. You know that he's either providing stuff for video game stores or he's just flipping this stuff straight onto Amazon. Either way, I'm making money and he's making money, and that makes me happy. So those 3 Wii's sold, and then I put this Nintendo package together and it sold. This is the one that I redid on the video, and it sold for $90 free shipping pretty much right away. And then the other 3, one of them I plugged in and it started smoking, and one of them, the pins, they had new pin connectors on them that weren't working, and so I wasn't going to try to fix the new Chinese crap pin connectors. So I just put all 3 of those in a $100 offer, $100 free shipping, and they sold in a couple hours too. I picked these up for $2 a piece, Fable Haven CDs, and they sold. There was no sales velocity, sales history on incomplete lots, but the complete lots were selling for $50. So this is 3 out of the 5. I listed it for $25, and it sold real quick. This is my personal Chicago Bulls jacket. You guys have probably seen it on videos. I got it like 2 years ago, and I paid $30 for it to keep it. Well, it's really dingy like this. That I wear it this way, and the inside white part is just kind of coffee colored in a way that it shouldn't be. I listed it for $40. I got a $35 free shipping offer, and I took it. That's way less than it's worth, but I probably wasn't going to wear it anymore. I'm wearing a lot more of these. I have more jackets than I have hats, and I have a lot of hats, and they take up a lot more room, and I just decided I was going to thin them out some, and that one got on the chopping block, so I sold it to somebody for a good deal. I bought it to keep, and so it's not like the cost of goods is relevant here because I didn't buy it to get a deal so I could flip it, but I did flip it for $35 free shipping. These are pretty cool. I mean, they are what they are. They're from Play School. They're called Definitely Dinos, and these are the cavemen who ride dinosaurs. You see them every once in a while. They're not worth much. I was thinking, we picked them up at the retro truckload sale, and I was thinking that they were part of a Tonka line called or Dino Riders, but those are much more superhero. I was way off thinking that, but they those, I had them. I got them in the truckload sale, and if you remember, maybe you don't. I didn't have very much footage of it. We just filled the truck of the bed of my truck, like heaped over 4x8 full-size pickup bed with retro toys and games, and then we negotiated the price, and it ended up being the $525, I think, is what we came to on just a mass of stuff. And a lot of those Nintendos that I just sold came from there, so we're in the black for sure. But those things, they sold for $11 free shipping, but I bought them to sell and I paid almost nothing for them, so I'll make a couple bucks, and they're fun things. Another retro truckload sale thing that I listed when I was listing the Nintendos, these two Xbox Star Wars games, they sell for $14 and $10 free shipping. So I put them together and did $17 plus shipping. And they sold same day. I'll put up a picture of a Presto salad shooter because this isn't going to help you very much. I picked up a Presto salad shooter for $2.48 and didn't realize until I got it home that it didn't have the power cord. I thought it was kind of taped up, and I thought the power cord was somewhere, and then I opened it up and it wasn't there. So I sold the blades. I sold sold another part off of it, and I sold this for $14.99 free shipping. This, like, the blades are a cone that go in somewhere, and then this is like the retainer clip for the blades. Presto salad shooters can part out as easily as anything that you part out, and they do reasonably well. This was a Whatnot pickup. These are little homies, and I have done a short about them. They're generally like urban inspired Black and Hispanic people celebrating urban culture. But then, like, this is a fat white dude with a beard eating a chicken leg, and then this is a guy with a mullet wearing bib overalls. So, you know, they're diverse. And there's a cowboy. These sold for not very many dollars, like $5 or $6 on Whatnot. So I bought them and I flipped them for $20. Probably not the best pickup because when I paid, I was buying other stuff, so I didn't pay like the full price shipping, but I probably paid $6 plus $2.50 shipping, $8, paid $19, sold them for $19 free shipping. So I'll probably make some money, but not a whole lot on that one. How about this jacket right here? Nike. I paid $3 for a bunch of vintage Nike stuff, including shoes, at a yard sale over the summer. This is not reversible. Yeah, this one's not reversible, but it has, there was a reversible one as well. 2XL, vintage Nike tag, cool Nike spell out. But then when I started investigating it further when I got home, the pockets are ripped out. Both of them are ripped out at the top. So I didn't want to list it too awful high. I listed it for $24 free shipping, and it sold for $20. Buyers all in at $25. I doubt that's plus shipping. Went into Goodwill the other day and paid $7 for this polo, and I debated not buying it, but 4XLT is a real good size, and this is about as classic a polo hoodie as it could be, with the liner on the inside. It isn't lined all the way down, but it's lined in the hood, so when you're wearing it, you can see the liner, and it's cool. And it's a red pony on a black sweater. That's, you know, kind of a Ralph Lauren essential. This little Murano glass apple I picked up for $1.69 at Goodwill the other day. It has the smooth bottom, which I think helps it some. It doesn't have any chips. It's in nice shape. And it sold for $19.99 free shipping. The stem is going to be a little tricky. I may even put this in like a shipping, in a tube that like stick the end of it in a tube and then cut the top off so that that thing can't get banged around, and then I'll stuff it, and then I'll wrap the rest of it in a in just some bubble wrap, but I want to make sure that this thing doesn't snap off in shipping. And if it hits the end of a box, it would be real easy for that to break. So that'll keep it from being impacted at all, but I'll just cut this here. I just did a short about this thing for a Lisa Frank lunchbox. Lisa Frank is hotter and getting hotter all the time. Somebody just said that they're thinking about starting to produce Lisa Frank stuff again. Like there was a headline that said they're reopening the warehouse or the factory sometime soon, which may drive that market down for resellers, but it is a fantastic brand if you can find the vintage stuff. I found this on Whatnot for $10. Nobody else bid on it. And the guy's like, hey, I just picked this up at the bins. If anybody needs this Paul Frank for $10, we'll start it. And I bid on it and got it at $10. And it was the only thing that I bought. But I knew that it would be great. I didn't know it would be listed for $125 and it would sell in 12 hours. Great, but that's what happened. The sold comps were at 150. The listed comparables were 250, but there was nothing listed. There's nothing sold above $150. So it didn't make any sense for me to try to match those comps. Like, I'm not the guy who's going to say, oh, well, they have to buy mine if they're going to buy, if the ones that are listed are $200 and I have one. If I list mine at $199, then they have to buy mine. They don't have to buy anything. It still has to be a deal. So I listed mine at $125, which, by the way, is not a deal on a kid's lunchbox that I paid $10 for. That is a tremendous price to pay. So I listed it for $125 and it sold in 12 hours. And I probably could have eked out a little bit more, but it probably would have sat longer. And I'm glad to have it moved quickly. This here shirt, picked up for $3 at a thrift store. I don't know if I can make you see that. 3XL, Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville. About the worst Margaritaville shirt you could get because it's not stained, but it looks like it's made to look like it's stained. And the script isn't particularly legible. And it's a nice feeling shirt. And if you're into Margaritaville, great. And that shirt is going to serve somebody well. 3XL, sold for $11 plus shipping. This guy, oh my goodness. I paid $2 for him at a yard sale. You can see somebody paid $6.50 for him at the Disney store, which is now defunct. And so this is probably Y2K. I could not find another example of this existing, and certainly not new with tag vintage Remy. And so he's in real nice shape, new with the tags on, and sold for $44 free shipping. Really, really nice piece. You don't see Remy plush very often, and this one is spectacular. And so I listed that one high, expecting it to do well. That just sold a couple minutes ago. So that's everything that we sold this morning, other than the Whatnot stuff. I'm not going to go over the Whatnot stuff. I had a bunch of really high-end stuff that I did $20 starts on, and that stuff sold for $20 for the most part. There was a Pearl Jam shirt that got a handful of bids and got up to $60, but I had it listed for $100. A shirt that I had listed for $90 sold for $20. A shirt that I had for $125 sold for $20. But that was a little bit, that was my fault. I messed up on the auction, but I only paid I paid $1 for the $20 shirt that I listed for $100, and then it sold for $20. So I'm making money, and I paid, and it wasn't, it had been in my store for 6 months and hadn't had an offer, having it listed for $100. So I don't know what it was worth, but I sold it for $20 on Whatnot, and I think I'm going to keep doing Thursdays at 6:15 Whatnot auctions, a handful of weeks in a row, and see if I can't gain some traction. So there's that. So I've got a lot of things to move this morning. So I think I'm going to hang it up here. And me and Judah are going to go thrifting this morning once I get all of this stuff shipped. So Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for following and clicking the bell. We'll see you next time.